Do you ever feel like you're working on something and it seems like no matter what you're doing, no results are there? And then somebody who's been working like way less the amount of time than you can just all of a sudden come up, they're an overnight success. But here you've been going at this for so long and it seems like there's nothing to show for it. This is Joel Clark from Kodiak Cakes. The mix actually comes from his mom. He and his brother, when they were little boys, would go and sell them in little brown bags. Long story short, eventually he had turned this into a full-time career. He had worked relentlessly on this for 15 years. With each year, it was just not enough for him and his family. So they went through the recession in 2007 and 2008. It seemed like no matter what had happened, there just wasn't any success coming their way. He even tried selling the business and that didn't even work out. So here's what I love about his story. One day he was sitting in his kitchen and he was wanting to add some more protein into his diet. So he had the idea of adding protein powder into his pancake mix. That is what changed everything. Once they added the protein powder into the pancake mix, those things could not stay on the shelf and they got the traction that they needed, and now they are an extremely successful company. So it took them 15 years, but there's a lot of things that got them to that moment. It could have just seemed like one night he just had this good idea and then boom, Kodiak Cakes were there. But what you don't see are the 15 years of underneath the ground, the roots were going deep. His story reminds me of like a bamboo shoot where it takes 5 years underneath the ground where you have to water it, and it's not until all of a sudden then it will grow within 60 days and it becomes over 80 feet tall. It can be so easy to feel like we are never going to see results and throw in the towel, where if Joel would have thrown in the towel, we wouldn't be able to enjoy his delicious pancakes. Other times it can look like people come in as overnight successes, but what we don't see is all of the learning and all of the tailoring that they had behind the scenes to get them ready to be springboarded. So we'll never know when that really solid idea and that little simple shift will come and help you completely change to see your results. But the thing is you cannot stop and you got to keep trying. Joel talked about how God had held his hand and how he was praying and just felt like this is never going to work, but the Lord helped him, and now we see that he is now an incredible success story. So continue to bring the Lord in and ask him for your help, and together you guys will be able to do amazing things.